Today I'm harvesting my Sago pups from the mother tree here. They come out on the tree and it's winter time and it's the best time to do this. This one here is below the ground and I'll have to dig it up, and some of them are on the trunk of the tree here, and I'll show you a good example of that. I'll get back after I dig the hole on this one here and show you how to remove it. I'd like to show you some of the tools that I use to remove it from the ground. I use a sharpshooter, I use gloves, I use a pair of shears, a spade, and a little grubbing hoe. I'd like to walk over and show you a Sago pup that's on the trunk of the tree that I also want to remove. And it's right in here. I'll come up a bit more. Okay, I'm back with you, and first thing I'm going to do, I've dug around where I figured out the angle that the pup is coming off the mother plant. I'm going to clip off the prongs here. I've got 3 of them here I want to take off. 3 pups I'll remove. Alright, I got them removed out. And what I use is a sharpshooter that I've sharpened on the end so it acts like a knife. So what I'm going to do is run it in here, and I find the angle on this Sago here. Okay, I got the first one out. That's a nice one. That's about 3 inches. You can see where it's cut off from the main mother trunk. I'm going to get the next one out. It's I'm going to have to stand up. I figured out the angle I want to cut him at. Okay, that one's out. That's another nice one. What you do when you harvest pups, you get about 3 years of growth over seed, or 4. So this is very important to get big plants quicker. I have removed pups that were 6 inches in diameter. Okay, I've got the other one out. It's a nice size one too. And what I'll do is cover this hole up here, and I'll wash these pups up, and I'll show you in the next video what I do with them. I'm removing a pup that grows on the trunk of the tree, and I've got it pulled in pretty close. I'm going to take my spade now, and I'm going to get behind this pup and pop it off. It's probably going to shake when I do that, but I'm going to try to show you. I've got it in, and here goes. Welcome back. I've got my Sago pups washed up, cleared all the dirt off the Sagos. You don't want to leave any dirt left on the pups for decay or anything else to set in, because you're going to cure them off. And these came off the female plant, and these came off male plants. I'll keep up with them separately. It's in the winter time. What we're going to do is put them in a cool, dry place, and they're going to form us right here they'll form a coating here where the stuff seeps out. It'll cure off and it'll get tough on this end here. If you plant them right now, they would rot. So you want this to air dry off and get all this surface here cured, and it'll be dry, and that'll happen within the next 2 weeks. You could plant it at that point, or depends on where you are. You could plant it later, depends on the weather. And what you would do when you plant this particular one, you'd plant him about this deep here in the soil here. If you plant them really deep, what'll happen is they'll just rot in the ground. So you only want to expose somewhere around less than half of this. So I'm going to, since I cut it on an angle, I'm going to put it about a ½ inch here, and whatever makes this plant look grows out straight, so it would look like that when I planted it. So we probably would taper it a little bit here and plant it right about this level right here. This one right here is a smaller one. These here are about 3 inches. This is about a 2, maybe a 3 inches, and these might be 3.5 inches. This particular one here is already starting the curing process. You can see little bubbles forming on this. I did this earlier today. This one here again, you would want to plant it about this deep in here, with most of this coming out of the soil in here. This is the largest one here. Again, you try to plant it somewhere about halfway. Even if that little part out here stays out of the soil, that's fine. It's cured off, and what will happen, the roots will develop first, and then it'll put up a new frond right out of the center of this thing. I keep up records of where the plant came from, because if you have a female pup, it won't be a female plant when you. These came off a male plant, and these are the ones that came up higher off of the ground on the trunk, and these are exposed to air, and you can let them grow pretty big. This one here is about 3/4 inch. It'll do fine. It's kind of unusual. When I cut him off, there's 2 plants will come out of this plant here. They both survive, and you plant this one here probably a little bit of angle and plant it about this height right here, and you'd have 2 trunks coming out of that particular one. And this one here, you'd plant just straight, and you'd plant it somewhere about the half of the bulb in that thing. And if you can get them straight, that's fine. What you do is plant them in a. This one here, you probably plant in a 5-inch pot. This one here, you get by with a 4-inch pot. Sagos like to be root bound, and if they're root bound, they like it a whole lot better. And most people make a mistake and they put it in too big a pot, but they want to be root bound. The care for the pups here, you want to keep them in a cool, dry spot, and they'll skin over, and then you'll get ready to plant them. And when you plant them, you need a media to plant them into. And I use half Pedialyte, perlite, and half peat moss. Mix that up, and that's a very good mix for this. You can use coarse river sand and peat moss. It dries out a little faster than the other farmer, and also have the perlite and the peat moss here from our other root cutting beds. Have fun with your new plants. Remember, these are the only ones you can tell the sex on, and if you go from seed, it's random. You have no idea knowing until they're about 10 years old, and then they'll surprise you. They'll either put on a male flower or a female flower. So once they are growing and they're really big in here, you can transfer them, and when you transfer them, they like sun a whole lot. So when you get them grown in a pot and you want to plant them out into the sunshine, and they'll grow twice as fast as what they do in the shade. But they will grow in the shade and partial shade quite well, but they'll be a slower growing plant. Hope you enjoyed my video. Hope you'll join and look at my other videos also. Talk to you later. Good day.